One of the reservations that a lot of women have when it comes to polarity work, when it comes to learning how to be more feminine, is they don't want to let go of their masculine energy because they have a job that is demanding. They're managing people, they're supervising men, interacting with men, telling them what to do in some kind of way, coaching maybe. And they believe that if they learn how to be feminine, that they'd have to let that go and they wouldn't have a career anymore. They wouldn't be successful anymore. Now, there's a lot of ways I could go about this topic, but my main focus for today is talking about why that is not true. You can actually be in even a leadership role at work in most jobs, not all jobs, but many jobs, and actually remain in your feminine energy most of the time. Because many women will say, hey, your masculine will work, and then you just take off your masculine stuff at the door when you come home, and then you can be feminine. That's fine too. There are problems with that because you're still going to be masculine a lot of the time, so it's going to be hard to really embody your feminine energy if you're staying that masculine for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. We can do better in most cases, and I'm going to show you how to do better on this video. Hello, my name is Zach Rohde, and I am here to lead you into creating the relationship of your dreams using feminine energy and what I call feminine communication. If you have not yet subscribed to my video, do that below. Hit the notification bell and be sure to like this video because I'm going to make sure that it's a good one for you today. All right, so first I'm going to draw on some personal experience here. So I have done a reasonable amount of jobs. I've also done many entrepreneurial things because I don't really like working for other people, but I've done my share of working at certain jobs. And there is one place that I worked at where I had a woman boss. I've actually had several woman bosses. Didn't really like them because they're very much in their masculine energy, but this one was really different. This one was before I learned about polarity, masculine, feminine communication, any of that stuff. And the relationship that I had with her was amazing. It was a platonic relationship. It was a working relationship. But she did a reasonably great job of embodying her feminine energy. She actually used a lot of feminine communication. If I said, hey, you're using feminine communication, she'd have no idea what I'm talking about. But she just did it naturally because she was a very feminine woman. So she was quite permissive. She'd share her feelings sometimes. She'd share problems. She'd never tell me what to do. She'd never lead me. She'd never direct me. I don't even think she'd say, can you do stuff? Like, can you go do this? Because that's actually leading, right? That's subtle leading as opposed to being truly permissive. Like, may I have this? Can I have this? That's permissiveness. That's actually feminine energetically because you're opening yourself to a man's provision. So she was communicating in that kind of vulnerable feminine way with me. I'm her employee, right? I'm her subordinate as far as ranking, but energetically, she was actually treating me like her boss. Really weird. This is going to be a mind screw for you, okay? To even believe that this can be possible, but I'm going to explain why it is possible and why it's in your best interest to start making these shifts in your work life, if you work, and certainly in your relationship. So basically, I had to do a bunch of things for her. I had to get things. I had to, figure things out. There's some administration stuff I had to do as well. So a lot of things that I had to do all the time. There's a bunch of things that she needed from me. And she would typically always ask in this way, and she had this really beautiful feminine energy. Now, typically, when I'm working for a woman, I'll feel a subtle amount of irritation when I'm being led. I don't like it. Like, it's not an insecurity. Understand this is not an insecurity. When a man has this irritation because he's being led by a woman, now he might also be insecure, but that irritation itself, that's masculine instinct. That's masculine instinct telling him something is wrong. This is not natural. This is not the way that it should be. And it's a good thing because that's what allows a man, if he's paying attention to himself and he learns the skills, he learns how to polarize a relationship and keep it highly polarized, right? Keep his woman in her feminine energy and he's in his masculine energy, he's leading. So in this dynamic, it was very different. I didn't feel any irritation with her. I loved working for her. I loved, our morning meetings, talking to her. I don't remember ever feeling even the most subtle amount of irritation with her. I just wanted to, as weird as it might sound, I wanted to take care of her. right? Platonically, of course, but I wanted to take care of her. I wanted to make her life better. I wanted to do what I could to get the job done for her so that she had less work that she had to do, less stress, all of that stuff. Energetically, that was what was happening in my body. And that is the masculine instinct. It is to provide for a woman. But the masculine instinct only feels that when he is being treated as the leader energetically, when he's being seen as a leader, when he's being trusted as a leader, when he's being looked up to as the leader. And so that's why men will typically have problems with women bosses or women teachers, especially if they're really in their masculine energy, because that polarity is reversed. It's like the woman is the one that is leading, taking care of the man, so to speak, and the man is the one that's, being led, submitting, being taken care of. Now, some men, if their masculine instinct is totally offline, they might enjoy that dynamic. Any kind of masculine man, even if he's even somewhat masculine, his instinct is somewhat online, he's not going to like that. It's not going to be fun. But this woman had it really different. And looking back now, this will be the example that I will often use for my academy students in my program when I'm teaching them that, hey, this is possible. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to stay fully masculine in your job. First, a woman needs to learn how to have faith in this, right? Because one of the big reasons women don't make these shifts is they just don't have faith that it's even going to work. My academy has proven over and over again from all the testimonies, all the transformations, all the marriages, all the relationships getting back together, being brought back from the dead, men and women finding each other. No, this clearly works, and it works really well, but you need to have faith in it. You need to trust the process. You need to choose to be courageous and start applying the communication even though it's scary. Because it is scary, right? Because imagine if you're at work and you've been a boss babe your whole life to some degree or another. You're given directives, you're given orders, you're setting boundaries, you're setting expectations. And then here I am, this crazy guy on this video, and I'm saying, hey, you know what? You don't have to do any of that stuff. You just have to be feminine. You just have to be permissive with everyone that's working for you. You just have to start sharing your feelings. You're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? That's impossible. And, superficially, if you don't understand the depths of this, then I understand why you would come to those conclusions. But if you understand the masculine instinct on a deep level, you can understand why this would work. If you understand that you don't need to control a man, because men don't want to be controlled. They're not instinctually wired to be controlled. Even as an employee, they're inspired to step up and provide and protect. So if you can let go of all that control, which is a huge act of faith, and you start using feminine communication, you start being permissive, you start being vulnerable. I know it sounds crazy in a workplace, being vulnerable, sharing your feelings. Yes. Then men typically are going to step up. Now, is it going to work 100% of the time? No. Because not every man's masculine instinct is online. Some men are going to be too deeply wounded. It's good to also have your masculine energy when you need it, when you need to use it as a tool, when you need to step back into boss babe mode and be like, no, well, this is how it's going to be. But you should be able to break out of that prison and be feminine as much as you need to, unless the situation warrants you stepping into your masculine energy. And most women are not very good at that. Right? Most women are stuck in a masculinized prison. They're either on the doormat spectrum, which is still a form of masculinization because you're actually still trying to control by controlling man's perceptions, by fawning, either on that end of the spectrum, or you're more on the boss babe spectrum where it's like you're acting like a man, you're setting boundaries, you're leading, you're directing, doing all this stuff, you're energetically penetrating, and you don't know how to escape that prison because you don't trust, you don't have faith that your feminine energy is enough to inspire a man to take care of you, whether it's a man in a relationship, whether it's a man on a date, whether it's your father, whether it's your son, whether it is an employee. Now, the other thing is, I've been talking about men employees, but there's going to be some kind of similar dynamic, but it's different, similar effect with women employees. It's not going to be the same, though, because women aren't inspired to step up and take care of another woman. Right, so you start being really permissive and everything, it's not going to tend to do that. But what it will tend to do is help a woman, another woman, feel safe to also let go, to also be vulnerable, to also open up, to start being real, to let go of all the guards and the cattiness and whatever crap a woman is carrying as self-defense mechanisms, and just be real with her boss. And connect with her and want to do the right thing as an employee because it's like, I care about this woman's heart and she cares about my heart. Now, this gets tricky, of course, right? There's a lot of nuance to this. I'm trying to spell this all out for you, but of course, it's like there's also professionalism, right? Like, this is not going to work, say, in the Army. There's going to be places where this is not going to work. If you are a drill sergeant, I mean, good luck. Good luck. It's not that men wouldn't want to please you. It's just that the whole ranking system and like the superior officers and stuff, they're gonna be like, okay, this woman's out of here. Like, she's not fit for the military, right? And there's gonna be other professions like that as well. But even like we've seen with our academy students, even women, some women in corporate environments. It's like they're working for a Fortune 500 company, you know, the whole professionalism, and you're supposed to dress a certain way and act a certain way and not share your feelings and kind of be a robot. It's like this whole professionalism, anti-human thing, really, where they've gotten amazing results from that, from both men and women. Even women who are in positions of leadership, who are supervising groups of people. But the first step is really learning how to trust and have faith that your feelings are enough. Your needs are enough. If you just open yourself and are permissive with someone, that they're going to care, that you're valuable enough for them to care about you without you needing to control them in any kind of way. That's huge, right? And this is essentially the exact same message I'm telling women romantically for your relationship or a dating situation, because you have to do the same thing. You have to fully let go of control and have faith that a man is going to step up and take care of you without you controlling him in any way. That's huge. If you've been living with your control patterns your entire life, if that's all you know, then this is a pretty big challenge, a pretty big ask. But you can do it. Because I know, even if you don't know, or if you don't know on a deep level, I know you are worthy of that. And other people will think so too, but you need to believe it first. You need to go first and actually create that change in yourself, and then other people will start reflecting it. And how much better would life get? Like, if you choose to work, because, you know, obviously, you know, some of my clients, they don't want to work. They don't want to have a job. They just want to be taken care of by a man and be a stay-at-home mother, or, you know, a kept wife or whatever, a homemaker. And it's fantastic. You know, I'm fully 100% in support of that. That is going to be the most feminine, most polarized dynamic there is. There's going to be other women who don't want that. You want to continue working, or at least you want to continue working right now, maybe because you don't have a man who's fully taking care of you, or you can't afford to do so yet. And in such situations, that's okay too. How much better is it going to be for you to continue working, but do it fully in your feminine energy, where it just feels good to show up, where you're just letting go of all the control, letting go of the guard, just asking for what you want. Now, going through this process, it doesn't necessarily feel good at first, right? It's going to feel scary as crap, right? You're going to crap your pants out of fear. Figuratively, hopefully only figuratively, because it is really scary. It's terrifying to move through these control patterns, and it's uncomfortable, and you'll feel shame, and you'll feel guilty, and you'll feel all kinds of stuff, anger when it doesn't go well, or sadness. But on the other side of that is just ease. It's just, you can just let go all of the time and be taken care of while you're at work, and then you get taken care of more when you're at home by your devoted man who's taking care of you. This is what this work does. You want to learn how to do that? You got a few options. Number one option, the best option by far, is joining my academy program. Go to thedreamrelationship.com, open up the description below, and you'll see all my offers, and thedreamrelationship.com is one of my offers, so make sure that you go to that and watch our video process of how we help you create these shifts. And then if you love it, you can book a call with me, and we can find out if our program's right for you, if we can help you make the shifts that you want to make. And I got all my other offers as well. If you're not ready for that, masterclass, books, dating course, free Facebook group, we got a free polarity training, we got everything. We got a little bit of everything for everybody. But start doing something, right? Start learning the applicable stuff. Start learning how to actually communicate differently, how to show up differently, how to shift your behaviors, how to let go of control, how to move through your fears. That's what my offers do. So pick one and start learning. That's it for this one.